very quickly, just looking at the double top formation on the pound dollar. It came up to test previous structure, and so we thought, okay, nice round number, 129 area, stalled at around 129.20 area, and so we've just gone short on it, and we're just looking for a nice little move, at least a correction. If it's not going to complete this move all the way back down and continue its bearish trend off the back of this bullish movement back up, because we were looking for the retrace, so we had the first retrace on the double top. If it's not going to do it there, then the risk is small, just a small stop loss for here, because it could get a bit choppy and a bit jumpy. Don't want to be in it for that, and I don't want to put my stop too high above. It could, in all fairness, it could come up and retest previous structure. 130 area, 130.30 is 38.2. If I show you that on the bigger picture. Here, let's do this on the daily. You can see, oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Let's just put that back. There we go, and zoom in so you can see what I'm looking at. So you can see there, overall big picture, we're looking for that 127 area, so 126.92 for the 38.2 big sell-off. Hasn't done that yet, so we've had a nice move back up. And so we're just trying to short this move back up, looking for it to drop back down. But as I say, we could see it come all the way back up to the 38.2 first, or even as high as a 50%. Could continue long up here first before we drop, before we see a big sell-off. But we'll see. That's why this is the first attempt. If it doesn't work here, then I will allow price to go up and retest all the resistance, like the EMA's previous structure up here, so on and so forth. Well, let's just see what happens. This is what it looks like on my other chart. So you can see the 1 hour time frame showing a divergence. So it's a divergent strategy, continuing with the trend. So it's combined with our other strategy, our momentum strategy, which is the MT strategy. Excuse me. Sorry. So yeah, we have 128.85 was a previous low. Sorry about that. So it's come up, and we wanted to see what it did around that previous structure. Pound dollar's known to be a bit fickle and a bit more jumpy, and it's going to do this kind of a move, spike up above, take out any stops that are just sitting above. Bit of stop hunting, has to do that, liquidity grab. Then it dropped as a fake move before having another retest. Again, typical of the pound dollar to have to do all of this. Always goes above and beyond. So now it's done the fake out there to the upside, the fake out to the downside. It's back to retesting the previous structure, 128.85. If it breaks 128.85, then we will see it go down and continue short, which would see it have another stab to that 128 area, and potentially even lower down to the 38.2, which, if I show you that this is the range, this is where we're at, and the first major 38.2, first major fib coming down into sort of previous structure as well, is 126.92. so 127's always been our target for pound dollar, but it's in a bit of an uptrend. But our indicators, algorithm still suggesting bearish price action, which is why everything's still bearish, and still suggesting with the red candles that we should stay in a bearish sort of, give it a bearish bias and bearish attitude. So that's our take on pound at the moment. Again, if it goes a little bit high and gives us a better retrace to the upside, then we might have another stab to the downside. But I'd like to take this first decent double top formation, nice and clean and simple as seen on the 1 hour, and hopefully give us a bit more than just a couple of pips to the downside. If I just show you that again on a 15-minute time frame that I've put up there, and also have another quick look just so we're clear as to why we're shorting it here, and why our target is here. So previous structure, the double top that we had when we had this move initially from last week, and happens to be the 38.2, which is 128.63. 128.63, so our first T1's 128.70, 70 pips above that, nice and generous. Just looking for a little bit of a move down, even if then that's the only move that it gets. If it doesn't put in a 50% or 618, that's fine. I'll be happy to take a T1 bit of profit off and then adjust our stop loss to our entry, because that's a decent entry. and then if it does gather some pace and momentum to the downside, and continue with this overall downtrend, which we are seeing on the monthly, where we've got this bearish engulfing candle, I'll be very happy, giving us a decent risk to reward. So yeah, that's our take on it. Hope that helps.